Hi everyone, this is the Successful Surf Club series providing information designed to share knowledge and expertise with club leaders and aspiring leaders to drive surf clubs forward. I'm your host Alex. Today we welcome our guest speaker Chantel Fife. She's the JAC at Broadbeach Surf Lifesaving Club. She's an IRB coach. She's a TAE bronze for bronze holders. She's also an Australian champion IRB racer, but we won't hold that against her. Today's episode is the junior activities at your surf club and how the resources available are looking to reduce the workload on our volunteer age managers by providing value adds for our NIPA members as they move through their life-saving journey to patrolling members, to provide opportunities for new parents to the organisation to learn and get involved in their children's and their own journey through SLSQ, and how club leaders can help this process through effective engagement and support. Hi, Chantel.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Welcome and thank you. Thank you for giving us your time. We'll leap straight into the question. Sorry, that was a long intro.
Sorry.
but it is a big space for us in surf lifesaving and a space that we need to improve our engagement processes in some ways on. Let's leap into the first question. So, what are the main responsibilities of a JAC?
So the main responsibilities of a JAC is to oversee the delivery of the NIPA program within their club. So this ensures that the program is run safely, it's inclusive, we're following our educational pathways, making it fun as well for also the juniors that are taking part. So my job in particular as the JAC is a big part of coordinating the logistics, leading the planning efforts with my my committee, communicating with my parents and volunteers, and supporting my age managers week in, week out with running our program.
Fantastic. A lot to cover off there too as one person, but you've got a team behind you. How do you approach planning and organising a NIPA program?
The big thing is planning starts well before the NIPA season begins. So I work with my junior activities committee on a seasonal calendar. So that incorporates key dates like our club champs, our photo days, any theme NIPA days, and our training session as well. So we align all that then with the Surf Lifesaving Australia junior activities development framework to ensure that we are meeting each of those lesson plans each week and catering to the different skill levels of our NIPAs. The big thing is communication is key. Using things like newsletters, social media, and we use a program called TMAP to keep our families well informed as to what's actually happening during the season. I also like to get feedback from our parents. So we do that through a survey we run at the middle of the season as well as the end of the season. And we pick, 5 key points out of that to help enhance the delivery of our program.
Fantastic. And there are a lot of resources available
to
support that framework.
For our age managers, we've got the backbone, obviously, of our the details with Surf Lifesaving Australia and their framework. And, it focuses in on the basics that we need to be teaching our kids, to one day save somebody's life. And we can download that all through an apps. We can print them out, whichever type of form people like to use those resources.
Absolutely. And I believe you've been instrumental in helping SLSQ deliver some video resources, sort of games resources to rename dynamic in the children's learning. Is that right?
Yeah, so more recently we put together a series of videos on ways to how to engage our NIPAs through fun activities, but also learning. So it's a great resource for age managers. If you're stuck to think of something to do, we can, jump on and have a look at a couple of key videos as maybe an icebreaker, or if it's a rainy day, you might actually be able to use these beach activities if your beaches are not, overly favourable for the NIPAs to go in. So it's all for different ages. So right from our under 6s right through to our under 14s age group as well.
Absolutely. So it's trying to move away from cancelling NIPA days just because it's raining. There are lots of opportunities to work around that process to say, well, why don't we try something different?
Yep, most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Engagement with and supporting age managers and parent volunteers. How do you work through that process?
The biggest thing, like I did talk about, is that
Yep.
communication. But it is what we do is we do a pre-nipper briefing with our water safety, our age managers before we actually go out. So we make the expectations for the day very, very clear. But we also provide for our age managers training opportunities as well to learn from existing age managers that have been through the pathway, understand the framework, and it's a bit of peer teaching. And that also goes for our younger crew as well that are coming through as our assistants. We pair them up with one of our more experienced age managers to gain those skills and knowledge to maybe to one day take on that age manager role.
There is something about lived experiences that help people transfer of knowledge and things like that. The juniors space is a long journey from under sixes to SRCs and bronze. How do you support your juniors as they go through that age group?
So at Broadbeach, we focus on a positive environment that builds on our skills, our knowledge and confidence at each stage through their junior journey. So where that starts is right from our under 6 age group. We give them those skills and those knowledge straight away as they're starting to come through our program. We then introduce our junior activities age group to our senior club. So particularly the 13s and 14s to help that transition between the senior club. So we incorporate as part of the framework the different types of rescues. CPR is a big thing for us. I'm lucky to be part of a club that can run the good old traditional week-long live-in camps where we get the kids that are gaining their SRC or their bronze. And, we live in the bunk rooms at our surf club. And that's actually been a really great retention tool in actually keeping those kids involved and, going back to the traditional life-saving side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some really good things that can be gained from continuing to have bunk rooms, especially for those travelling down from Brisbane who are looking to try and ease the pain of that M1 journey from time to time. And it's great to see that you've got a handover process to that youth engagement, because we know that's a difficult transition for a lot of kids. They go from a fully structured Sunday program where they're busy from 8:30 till 11:30, and then all of a sudden you're in patrol and what else is there for me, and how do we do that? So
exactly. One thing we worked on is we do a transition session with our CTO. So our CTO comes in and has a chat with our parents and our kids about the September camp or about the Bronze Medallion and SRC award and what's expected, and then how our patrols work and what happens and how you get on patrol roster. By communicating that really, really early, it helps bring everybody onto the same page. And we're lucky enough that I reckon about 90% of our guys that are transitioning to the SRC, they'll come back and they'll do water safety for our nippers. They love it. We give them a rash shirt, we give them a cap, the good old orange stuff, and that's what keeps them coming back to us, and that's how they can give back to our nipper program, and giving them that opportunity to teach the younger guys how to be safe in the surf, those surf skills as well. So we seem to find that's been working really, really well.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that all-inclusive engagement process helps to deliver a better outcome for everybody. And quite surprisingly, I've been involved in a few employment fairs at the moment, here, there and everywhere on the Gold Coast and Brisbane, and everybody speaks so highly of children that volunteer as surf lifesavers and the value that brings to an organisation that our nipper kids don't really understand until they're there. So I suppose, what advice would you give to somebody stepping into a junior activities or an age manager role for the first time?
So particularly for the junior activities role, I would say start by building a good, strong team around you. You're not alone. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Build that team and gain on the experience of people that might have experience in other roles outside of lifesaving that are going to be able to help you. The biggest thing for a JAC is just staying organised, communicate clearly, and always, focus on the kids. It's about them at the end of the day and their development to gain the skills to one day save somebody's life. Also reaching out, like reach out to the club next door, like that. Everyone's always willing to help each other. If they do have a question about something or how do I do something, we're always happy to help each other and give some advice or go, hey, this is what I do. And it's just that cross sharing of communication. For age managers, what I'd suggest they do is grab a hold of the framework, see what needs to be covered, and use. It doesn't always have to be directly related to life saving. Like it's a lot of the team building games we all played when we were all kids coming up. We just apply it to the sand. And you might need to go, oh, I need to get some more cones or some more dots, and things like that aren't achievable. Just ask, speak to the committee, and I'm sure they're willing to help and support both the JAC and age managers coming through the program. So, and you don't have to be the world's best straight away. Learn.
No, that's right.
Learn with the kids, create things, create the games, and just have fun, because that's how our kids will learn. If we make it a nice, fun environment, the kids are just going to thrive.
Yes, absolutely. It's all about fun and engagement. That's all been really fantastic, Chantal. I suppose the takeaways from our chat are around ensuring that you've got positive communication, you're consulting, you're providing leadership, direction and guidance, and engagement and education processes for the parents and the parent engagement through this journey as well. I think there's a real opportunity here that sometimes we miss in talking to parents in that NIPA program space, to say, hey, why don't you come and do an observers or just get a couple of things, and then you can pair it with your child through their journey into SRC bronze and patrolling life as well.
Yep, most definitely.
Most definitely. Fantastic. This has been great. Thank you for your time again. Really have enjoyed the discussion. I think we need to continue to do the fantastic work that you guys are all doing in this space moving forward. So, and again, thanks for your time today.
No problem.